All right, sitting in-house with Coach Bailey Blanchard and his Glencoe Yellow Jackets are now sitting at 0-0 on the season because we're in a whole new season, Coach, and that's what your guys strive for. When you're doing the two-a-days, you hung that over the head when they tell them to get lower on their squats. It was, hey, do y'all want to be a playoff team or do y'all want to be posers? And obviously they've done their part. Now you're sitting here at 0-0. Before we talk about this game coming up against Winfield and how awesome it was for you guys, the journey to get here, let's talk about last week. I know you went back to the Field of Champions, obviously not the return you wanted, but just to be there had to be kind of weird and kind of surreal. You and the guys on your staff here that have part of that program and helping build what it's known for today. But just take us back to last Friday, and that had to be a ton of emotions, good and bad, going on over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of good memories on that field that I've gotten to share. You know, my dad with Coach Smith, with that whole coaching, a bunch of those guys on the coaching staff still there. We've shared a lot of great memories, you know, state championships, big victories in the playoffs, and so a lot of hard work was put on that field, and I got guys on the staff that it was the same way for them. Won state championships, a lot of hard work, a lot of good memories. So it was really cool to get to go back to the Field of Champions. You know, it didn't go our way, but you know, like I told the kids, that's a program that wasn't built in a day. That's 20 years. You know, that goes back all the way to 2006 when Coach Smith got there and got that staff going, and the players balled in. So that's 20 years in the making, and that's not just this year they decided to be good. That's 20 years. So, you know, we're on the up and up, and we're going to continue to get better each and every year. And that's what, you know, I think these kids believe that, and they know that you know, this Thursday night the game even moved. They think this is the start to that, and we got to go out there and have a good showing. But going back to the game at Piedmont, I thought the defense played well, actually. I know you look at the score and you think, you know, if you weren't at the game, defense got after it. There was a few plays that, you know, Raleigh Pinto just was Raleigh Pinto, and Cole Lawson did a good job, but we didn't help him much on offense. We did not play our best game at all on offense, and you know, we had 2 turnovers there that you can't have turnovers against good teams, and it wasn't just one person's fault. It was a collective group, and we're going to get that fixed offensively this week. And but I was glad. I told the kids I was glad that we played a team like that before the playoffs. It's a playoff team, one of the best in the state, and they hit us in the mouth, and their defense flew around. Coach Pruitt does a great job on defense over there, and I think out of all to take away, I think it's just going to get us better, get us ready for the playoffs.
When you look at these upcoming playoffs and, you know, you look back through your schedule, you know, you open the season up with a team who's hosting Southeastern, who's probably fits to make a deep run.
Yeah.
You've played Piedmont, who's 1A, 1B in the state, you know, them Mars Hill, and then you've played Westbrook Christian, who's pretty much dominated everybody, went over to Georgia, got a victory over Tryon. Your team's built for this moment. Playing these teams have built you for this moment. What's the mindset now that it's here, and how much has that changed from week to week, or is it the same? I know it's probably the same message, but have you noticed the focus, a little more heightened focus?
I think the focus is a lot more. They're you know, the other day we were practicing yesterday, and it was getting dark at 5, and they were like, "Coach, it's already dark." And I said, "Yeah, that's what happens when you get in the playoffs." And they were fired up about it, you know. And
that's right.
So I think there's definitely a different kind of focus. The message is still the same. It's the next ball game, but also the message is we're 0-0 now. 7-3 regular season. I'm proud of them. Proud of the way they fought. And our 3 losses were not to, you know, bad teams. Those are very, very good teams with good tradition. And then, you know, like I said, Westbrook, one of the best coaches in the state over there of all time. And then, you know, and then Coach Rob and Coach Miller do a good job with Hoax Bluff and Piedmont, and they're great coaches as well. And then those are 2, you know, tradition-rich programs. So,
and a classification.
Yeah, in any classification. So, you know, those are three teams that are very good, and we got. Well, I told the guys we got to get to that standard, and we got to get up to that level. And they're at the top right now, and that's where we're trying to get to. We just got to keep working. But I do think, you know, 0-0, the kids are fired up, and there's been good practices.
When you flip on the film of Winfield, throughout history, they've always had guys in every sport. they've always been one of those teams you have to mention them.
Yeah.
It's just nature of the beast. Talking about the North, you're going to mention Winfield. What have you seen from this particular Winfield team?
Coach McKinney does a great job, and I got to actually play with a guy at West Alabama. He was our center, and he got to play for him at Gordo, and he just talks about how much of a great coach and a great guy he is. And I got to meet him at the thing, and he's a great guy, great coach. And so now he's over at Winfield, has been there for a long time, and they've made the playoffs, multiple years. And so they're another team that's got a lot of tradition. Their fans are fired up. The stadium will be packed, and it's a cool place to play at. I got to play there in baseball, and it's a cool little place to play at. But their quarterback, just personnel-wise, their quarterback's really good. I think he's just a junior, and he's very shifty. He throws the ball well. He runs the ball well. They're huge up front. They got a little receiver that can go and get it, and they like to get him down the field. And then defensively, they like to keep the box pretty packed and make you throw it on them. And so we got to be able to do both. We got to be able to run the football, and we got to be able to throw the ball. Play a complete game, and then special teams wise, they're pretty solid there too. So it's going to be a really good test, but it is the playoffs. And you know that any team that's in the playoffs is a good team.
You want to be clicking on all three phases, but one phase that can be a huge weapon or an Achilles heel is special teams.
Yeah.
Talk about that and how important it is to play sound special teams wise.
Oh, that's very important, and that's one of the reasons that, the JB Pennington game early in the season, I thought that we won that game was we had a punt return touchdown early in the game and just kind of swung the momentum. And so if we can swing the momentum on a return game or, go in there and set the tone on kickoff or pin them deep on punt and help our defense out on that kind of stuff, it's huge. And then we got to be able to make our PATs. And if there's a chance we got to kick a field goal, we got to be able to kick a field goal and get it through there. So you got to be clicking on all three cylinders for sure in the playoffs if you want to win. And not looking ahead to anything else. We got to win this week, and that's all that matters is 1-0 this week.
Yeah, you guys have run the gauntlet we talked about earlier, but the one thing I will say about these guys, the mindset has changed.
Yeah,
there's no doubt. First of all, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Coach Chambliss would have the guys out there dribbling basketballs, but the fact that they bought in, the fact that the coaches bought in, the community's bought in, and you guys are sitting here. How proud are you of this community, this school, and these kids?
I'm so proud. The community's been fired up. They've been behind us, supporting us all year. Our foundation, they do a great job. They supported us all year. The faculty and staff, the students have pep rallies. The student section has been amazing, and then the kids, man. I'm just so proud of them. And it's just like I always say, man. It's the locker room environment is awesome. They love each other. They play hard for each other. They're even in the losses. There haven't been any sour faces or just down. Hey guys, got the next game. Let's pick it up. We still got a lot of goals that we can meet, and so I'm proud of them for that. And I'm proud of the senior group for being leaders. And then the other thing I'm proud of is just our coaching staff, how they've bought in. And the good thing about it is, like you mentioned, Coach Chambliss, he's out here. Coach Badgett's out here. They're both boys and girls basketball coaches. They're out here. They want to play as far as we can go. And then, when we get done with football, hopefully in December, we want the basketball team to go as far as they can go. And Coach Terry is a baseball coach, and he'll want the same thing for them. So I think it's really cool that we've got coaches that coach multiple sports, and when they're bought into everything, and we want every sport here to be good.
That's right. I mean, y'all are definitely heading in that direction. And girls and boys side of the thing. And Coach, before I let you go, if we're going to have a show here next week, what are some of the keys that's got to have to happen in this game for you to be able to win it?
Yeah, got to take care of the football as always. That's the number one. We got to take care of the football. We can't have turnovers against any teams in the playoffs because they're all good. Got to be able to get guys on the ground. Got to tackle well, and then we just got to align and assign well. That's the biggest thing in the playoffs. If you can line up and do your assignment, that takes care of a lot of it, and then just be physical. We got to be able to be physical, bring it to them. Like I said, they're big up front. We got to be able to match their physicality, and then hopefully we get to do this show next week.
Yeah.
I just want to say I'm just so proud of the guys for getting to this point, and it's been a long time, and the community's fired up. We've had to do some changes with the Thursday, and all that's crazy, but the community's still going to be there to support. And just, thank everybody along the way. We're going to go to walk through at Hoover High School, and Coach Lamey is another connection we have, athletic director there, and he's been very gracious to let us come walk through there and then drive on up eat some pregame, then get there and get ready to go. So
It's going to be awesome.
just really fired up to be playing football in November.
No doubt. And the grass is starting to turn, and when that happens, you had a good season.
Absolutely.
That's the old saying. Coach, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.